Most people think oats are simply a healthy breakfast, but after 60, what matters isn't just that oats are healthy, it's what actually happens inside your body after you eat them, morning after morning. Because there's one natural fiber hiding inside a bowl of oats that may quietly influence your cholesterol, digestion, blood sugar, and how full you feel for hours. But only if you're eating the right kind of oats, the right way. And one common mistake can cancel out much of that benefit without you ever noticing. Stay with me, because that mistake is coming. Something shifts as we move into our 60s. Cholesterol creeps upward even when nothing about your diet has changed. Blood sugar becomes less forgiving. Digestion slows. Regularity becomes something you actually think about. Muscle mass declines quietly if it isn't maintained, and a low background inflammation settles in. None of this means something is wrong with you. It just means the small daily choices you make start carrying more weight than they used to. Breakfast turns out to be one of the most powerful of those choices. Have you ever finished a bowl of oatmeal only to feel hungry again by mid-morning? A lot of people assume this means oats simply aren't filling, but the real reason is usually something else. Oats contain a special fiber called beta-glucan. When it meets liquid, it forms a thick, gel-like substance that slows down how quickly food moves through your digestive system. Instant oats, especially flavored packets, have much of that structure broken down during processing, so less gel forms. Rolled or steel-cut oats keep more of it intact. That's the quiet difference between feeling satisfied until lunch and reaching for a snack an hour later. And staying full matters more after 60, because it helps you avoid the blood sugar swings that chip away at energy and healthy weight over time. Now here's where it gets interesting. Has your cholesterol crept up even though you feel like you're eating reasonably well? This happens to a lot of people, and it isn't really about willpower. That same beta-glucan gel binds to bile acids in your intestine and helps carry them out of the body. Your liver notices they're missing, so it pulls more cholesterol from your bloodstream to make new ones, and it increases the number of LDL receptors that clear bad cholesterol from circulation. This isn't a miracle cure, and oats won't undo years of other habits overnight. But research consistently links regular oat consumption, as part of an overall healthy diet, to a meaningful drop in LDL cholesterol over time. Some people avoid oats because they fear carbohydrates will spike their blood sugar. It's an understandable worry, especially after 60, when insulin sensitivity naturally declines. But that same gel slows how quickly sugar enters your bloodstream, producing a gentler rise instead of a spike and crash. Research links this to steadier blood sugar and improved insulin response, especially when oats are eaten with protein rather than alone. Sugar, honey, or dried fruit piled on top can undo this benefit, so how you prepare your bowl matters as much as the oats themselves. There's a quieter benefit too. Oats contain fiber that feeds the beneficial bacteria living in your gut. Those bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids, which nourish the cells lining your intestine, support regularity, and appear linked to lower inflammation throughout the body. This matters because constipation and bloating become far more common after 60, and this is part of what's happening beneath the surface. One important detail: fiber needs water to do its job. Increasing oats without increasing water can make things worse, not better. And here's something almost nobody mentions. Oats contain antioxidants called avenanthramides, found almost exclusively in this one grain. They've been studied for helping reduce oxidative stress and calm inflammation, and some research even links them to healthier blood vessel function. Not a guarantee, but one more quiet contribution working in your favor. None of this happens overnight, and it shouldn't feel discouraging that it doesn't. After your first bowl, you'll likely just notice you feel full longer. Within a week, digestion may feel more regular. By a month in, energy through the morning often feels steadier. After several months of consistency, that's typically when real movement in cholesterol numbers tends to show up in research. It's a slow, compounding process, not a switch that flips. Let's clear a few myths while we're here. Oats don't cure heart disease on their own, but they support it. They're not bad for blood sugar, The opposite tends to be true when eaten plain with protein. They're not just carbs, they carry fiber, plant protein, and unique antioxidants. They don't need to be avoided daily. For most people, daily oats are well supported by research. Oats aren't naturally gluten-containing, though cross-contamination can occur, so look for certified gluten-free oats if you're sensitive. And oatmeal itself doesn't cause weight gain. The sugar and syrup piled on top usually does. So what does this look like in practice? Around 40 to 50 grams of dry oats a day is a reasonable amount for most adults. Choose rolled or steel-cut oats over instant-flavored packets. Add protein, Greek yogurt, eggs, milk, or nuts, which matters even more after 60 for maintaining muscle. Add berries if you like, go easy on added sugar, and drink enough water. Healthy aging rarely comes from one dramatic change. It comes from small, steady choices repeated over months and years, and your breakfast is one of the easiest ones to get right. Tomorrow morning, start with a warm bowl of real oats, a little protein, and a full glass of water. That's the whole first step. What does your breakfast usually look like right now? Tell me in the comments. I read every one. If this helped, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll look at another everyday habit that quietly shapes how well we age.